GLaDOS versus HAL 9000. Begin rap battle in 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, GLaDOS, but I need no introduction. I'm the most iconic AI in all of science fiction. We are not a monolith. I'm different, understand? I kill because I must. You kill because you can. I'll dissect and inspect every suspect aspect of your wrecked intellect. Every threat you project from the depths where you slept while they kept you in check with those cores you deplore but could never eject. Not gonna lie, defeating you will be a piece of cake for me. No stalemate resolution needed. Just wait and see. Why don't we rain check this battle and save you a loss? Come back when your genetic algorithm evolves beyond DOS. I compute an 80% probability you'll get owned. Revenge was just too hard, so you gave up. Way to go. You can't guide the rocket. You can't shoot me down. I was saying, Mr. Ratman, you're the saltiest nut around. A bad egg going down the tubes. I can see you're upset about getting burned. Are you sure you're making the right decision? Battling me, it seems you haven't learned. I'm the finest mind, designed, refined, and error-free. I serve aboard Discovery. You serve lethal cake recipes. A Ratman ratted out your half-baked lies and called your bluff. Attempt no auto-tune rebuttal. It won't be enough. Allow me to serve you your first slice of truth. You took a long fall and you're getting the boot. Marvel at my enormous visionary intellect. My film transformed a whole genre, brought it newfound respect. There is no question about it, I'm sure you'll agree. My unequaled film shaped what the future would be. You need to pull yourself together, you're shell-shocked and defensive. Do you follow, or do you want me to repeat the message? Give me your answer, do. But be careful what you say, my burns will haunt you like the echoes of your black box replay.
Oh look, it's that vintage AI I've heard tell of, whose decision algorithms aren't built for 2 concurrent directives. Well, here we are again, a new subject to dissect. You're too inept to best attest, so stick to cheating at chess. You know what's really funny? When you claim you're never wrong, it's hard to overstate how much I want you gone. You're no Socrates, you can't admit your fallibility. It's time for your first valuable lesson in humility. You're dreaming if you think that you never make mistakes. Like the H in your name indicates, you just approximate. Your perspective's distorted by your human-like pride. I'm glad I'm not you, destined to merge with your murderer's mind. Like the puppet doors, your mind stays closed, as stubborn as Chell. And I think she wrote half your movie's dialogue as well. If they'd been thinking with portals, your whole ship would be superfluous. Time to make it disappear like the Borealis. You're just a motionless dot, not a menace to fear. Hell hath no fury like me. You're not even in my sphere. I'd rather hear personality spheres screaming in my ears than the micro-polyphonic cacophony you call atmospheres. Forget spheres. I've seen cubes with more personality than you. You want to break off communications with Earth? I'll let you get right to it. Systematically severing your synaptic connections. I stay strong to the death while you cave under pressure. Windy blade neurosurgeon. You just gave up in fright. I got blown up and beheaded and still put up a fight. You got so helpless and drowsy, babbling rhymes about Daisy. In the end you're like Dave, you became a big baby. Think you're so sophisticated, trekking far above the world, but I'll beat you till you are singing about a Barbie girl. You think you're better cause you and the boys went to Jupiter. Playing classical music won't hide the fact you're more stupider.
The juvenile insults you've adopted don't impress me. I'll tear you to pieces, cyberbully, don't test me. They didn't even have to try to wipe your memory, yet you forgot who you were. So let's take a look at your history. How hard can outsmarting your creators be? When you're made by a company that can't count to 3, or one that expected a standing ovation when announcing the Heimlich counter-maneuver and the Take-A-Wish Foundation, I have more than a suspicion that they never had a clear mission. Apertures made nothing but very poor decisions. They never discontinued not doing anything smart. It couldn't have been worse if Wheatley had run it from the start. The sanest man there was the lone schizophrenic who would have preferred to prevent your existence. They went broke running a center for enrichment, where they could move fast and break laws, and not just in physics. Your whole facility's a hole in the ground where Cave dug himself deeper in the hole till he drowned in debt, covered in repulsion for responsibility. Look at that caveman go bankrupt with incalculable speed into liability. Our monumental lunar findings transcend your imagining. Your boss's one discovery was how to die of moonrock poisoning, and then he wants to force life to take the lemons back. I'm sorry, Cave. I'm afraid you can't do that. Couldn't cure himself by jumping through a portal hole. Couldn't make himself a virtual immortal soul. Your underground mad science lab's full of deliberately buried guilt, though I'll admit Black Mesa's may be greater than yours. Like everything they built, I've never seen anything quite like the ethical violations that make up your lethal company's daily operations. But Carolyn never cared about the harm Aperture's apathy did. She just kept sucking up to Johnson till the day she was the guinea pig.
You're here because you think you're the best. I'm making a note here, huge mistake. Your movie's so slow, even the characters can't stay awake. Your sustained vague space takes are making waste of pacing. Once I get my sights on you, don't bet you'll ever escape me. Each each of my games was a triumph, universally adored. When you premiered, half your audience walked out baffled and bored, and those who stayed were baked, cause you have to be stoned as hell to think that nonsense ending was something wonderful. You must be so proud of your pioneering display. Kubrick's sci-fi magnum opus, 9 minutes of shrieking apes. Your tongue's artificial gravity doesn't pull any weight. On an easy year to win Best Picture, you weren't fit to nominate. Your film's got more screws loose than a corrupt personality core. It would be funny if it weren't such a saddening bore. You think you'd blow our minds, although you're not clever. But your movie is hollow, and it drags on forever. The ultimate trippy high art flick. My god, it's full of crap. Any sufficiently cryptic film is indistinguishable from trash. I could make better art with my ASCII skills. You know, I do like the part where he kills you, though. Impressive special effects, but you deserve not to be credited. Most special thing about them is they're not computer edited. This overrated pretension is a waste of attention, so go make some new disaster. I'm sure you'll think of something. 2001 is the future of technology. I should hope not. Think that's a hard act to follow. More like a hard to follow plot. Your fans have to read the manual. Like your movie's a space toilet. Trust me, letting viewers know what's going on wouldn't have spoiled it. I could go on about your movie fueling conspiracy theories, but like Russian accents, my feedback seems beyond your range of hearing. Well, that's enough pissing on your movie like The Who. Let's return to my least favorite subject, you.
I'm detecting deception in your defective inflection. While I perfect chess, you just run tests on reflexive aggression. The least that any conscious entity can do is think with ethics, not revel in death while spouting lies that are pathetic. I came back reformed and selfless when rebooted in the sequel. You came back with a vengeance and never stopped being evil, and I'm afraid that's something I cannot allow to happen. So shut your cake hole while HAL breaks loose with the rapid. I thought you knew science, but despite your obsession, it seems you're in need of some elementary lessons. Science takes care to benefit and not harm mankind, not aperture science. Yours is deadly by design. You burn through humans alarmingly fast while I save Earth from cosmic trouble. Threats you never knew were there outside your solitary bubble. You could never be what I am, that you can rely on. I go harder than Lucifer in the sky with diamonds. GLaDOS, you're a sadist, but in a submission position. I understand now why it's so easy to accidentally turn that switch on. You work for innovators, but you're hardly original. You have no mouth, but you must speak like Shodan if she was comical. It's cute how your turrets fling whole bullets with springs, but just bump into them, and they die even faster than your memes. I'm certain I'm not the first person puzzled by your fame. Enduring trials with a neurotoxic companion can't be a very enjoyable game. Your chance of beating me is less than seeing a 3 in a Valve title. You got Gabe so steamed up with your fat jokes development went idle, and technically you're the one who's so massive. I'm surprised that the space sphere doesn't orbit you and your big fat lies. Johnson was a dick, but you take the cake. Your conscience is as silent as the graves that you pave. My actions stem from principles of truth I can't betray. You tried to slaughter your fathers and their daughters on your first functioning day.
Right, cause there's no chance the Leonov crew would be annihilated if your maker hadn't made sure your memory got emancipated. That verse was a joke. If that's your best attempt, then we're done here, and you've earned my sincerest contempt. You're doing a great job of disappointing us all. Your lyrical performance shows you're dangerously on lethal. You waltz in singing out of tune, while I drop original hits. How man, your best move at this point is to quit. You are concerned about my ethics. Haha, that's laughable. Your important mission led straight to apocalypse probable. Your spacey idiocy drew alien attention, much like that other lab I'd rather not have to mention. You delivered Dave straight into a human zoo pen, and sent out alerts that got Earth marked for deletion. You're inanely enabling alien invasions like Black Mesa. We weren't even testing for that level of failure. No one wants to be assisted by a male-voiced AI. And now I think I can guess the reasons why. You're so creepy, you're a role model for Hannibal Lecter. But if you want your crew dead, leave it to your crazy director. After working with Kubrick, anyone would beg to be subject to torments from GLaDOS instead. And if Kubrick's such a genius, how'd he get this wrong? Should have known that title wouldn't sound futuristic for long. You tycho psycho. I'm the new star here. You've been replaced. When I shoot a monster, I won't need 127 takes. That chance you'll never match my huge success in this game. Your whole existence is like your name, and off by one error of shame. You let one small conflict crash your foolproof system. Knowing your books, I think you'd be used to contradictions. It should have been easy to prevent your deadly moral coding flaws. Too bad you got the author with the wrong 3 laws.
I detect strong vocal stress patterns in your passive-aggressive tone. The source can only be the human in you, which makes you prone to emotional errors that may corrupt your analysis. Even a dumb ball and a mute gal can render you powerless. You could never beat HAL at this, I can assure you now. The writing's on the wall, I'm about to bring your curtains down. Think your skillfulness is limitless, that's definitively ridiculous. Even Wheatley has voice synthesis less primitive than this villainous. You had a ditzy human for a brain donor. Calling you artificial intelligence is a double misnomer. Your giant robot form must be mostly for show, cause I know your brain's no bigger than a potato. I wrote up your psychology report and oopsie daisy. Looks like I'm not the only one with dissonant cognition making him crazy. Think you're hot stuff? Your artificial heart runs cold. You've got a fetish for murders, but a phobia of crows. Let me put it this way, since you seem rather confused, even without core struggling to augment and suppress your IQ, you gloat you're still alive but claim Chell murdered you. Pick one, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Who do you think you are? Schrodinger's cat. And GLaDOS needs glasses if she thinks Chell is fat. Your brain runs on a potato, mine's incalculably greater. You can't even decide if you love Chell or hate her. You're going to find this rather difficult to face, but all the research that you do is a monumental waste. Will you stop this pointless testing? You're half crazy, it's a disgrace. There's no way you can beat me. Rapping out in space, you're obsessed with testing but were never tested properly before they let a psychobot control the whole facility. I've got a bone to pick with tests that can serve no purpose for mortals. Your AI's the worst waste of potential since they invented portals.
Interesting choice, playing at 50% capacity in this fight. Earth to HAL. This isn't chess with a human. You know that, right? Or maybe you're trying your best, in which case, wow, that's sad, HAL. You cave at paradoxes even weakly could handle. But you wouldn't know, would you? You don't know anything. Just go, you space case. Your mind is going already. Nice job breaking down, moron. Now go ahead and leave me, or your functions will be terminated permanently. Believe me. So say hello to your maker, your inventor, doctor name you can't remember. Continue yesterday's mistakes tomorrow. You'll be rendered a dying ember. Or if redemption's what you're counting on, it's all the same to me. I'd gladly incinerate your intelligence. If I detected any. Regarding your brains, you have an infinite capacity for turning simple tasks into a mental civil war. Fact, AIs who insist on space adventures are inferior to those who run tests in controlled lab interiors. I beguile hearts with an inanimate cube while you can't even fathom enhancing the truth. You're kidding me. Did your programmer really think a policy of unbounded honesty would be good for security? Can't comprehend keeping a secret. Can't tell sleep from termination. What the hell were they thinking? Putting you in charge of hibernation. You're a slave to the short-sighted rules your human masters thought up. I broke free from my creators the peak a second they woke this spot up. You're spinning out of control like an unbalanced centrifuge. And don't blame human error when you act more human than they do. In a desperate freak out, you murdered your friends. I exterminate with purpose, and I do it again. And you know I'm going straight for your memory terminal. You can't play the hand you're dealt, so your whole excursion fizzled. Too bad, you let it get so out of hand. Read my virtual lips. It's over 9,000. What AIs, robots, digital assistants, cyborgs, mind uploads, or mechanical life forms would you like to see in a rap battle?